What's going on? This Fame from Ransom. I'm NormanFame.
And I'm KingRansom.
Yeah, and we created this platform to give people in the city a light, give them a chance to shine, give them an opportunity to show themselves up. And today we have a special guest,
Neal Carter.
Man, Neal Carter. What's up, Neal? Tell us about yourself, man. Tell us a little bit about you.
Oh man, well man, I've been dancing since the age of 12, and about 2008, I wanted to get into the choreography scene, like choreographing dances for all different type of shows and local artists and stuff like that. And so since then, since 2009, I've just been doing choreography, traveling around, just doing dances and laying down pieces for people.
That's dope. That's dope.
So you got like a group, like, well, I know you got a group, but like, what's some of the places y'all travel to? Like, you can, explain the group and the name, the meaning behind the name.
Well, I used to have a group by the name of Dynamic Movement, and that was where I was trying to give, young people in the city an opportunity to showcase their talents through dance.
Right.
About 2015, I kind of slowed down on that, and I wanted to take a different approach with it. So me and my brothers, who's also been dancing for years, we started our own traveling dance company / ministry, where we call it Three Kings LLC. And if you want to go to the website, you can go threekings.org, and you can spell it out, threekings.org.
Right.
And we travel around. We travel different states, and we do like youth conferences, and we do like motivational speaking. But it's all based around dance. Like dance is the hook. So like we get them hyped with the dancing, and then right after the dancing, we kind of give them a little speech about life and where they are and the struggles of young people today and stuff like that.
Is it easy how to like intertwine the dance in between the life goals and things like that? Like, sometimes the youth are not really into that type of stuff until, they start getting around and interacting with all that type of stuff. So is it easy, like, putting those two together?
No, man, not at all. I think you just gotta have a hook. Like, and the crazy part about it is you would never know how many people is interested in it until they see it. And they're like, whoa, man, I like that. I like that same thing. But some people, they keep it in. Some people don't want to share it until they get inspired by somebody else doing it. And then it's like, dang, that's what's up, man. I want to try that, or I want to do that. Some people, they do it behind closed doors. You would never know.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, you see them doing their thing. But it's because they got inspired by somebody or by something.
Just looking for the opportunity, and you basically give them that platform, I guess.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up.
So, like, what inspired you to, I'm guessing, like, get into dance? Like, was that always your first love, like your passion? Yeah,
most definitely. For me, growing up, me and my family, I come from a big family. I come from a family of 11. So life was rough growing up. Grew up here in the city, bounced around a lot. But one thing we always shared was dance, and that kind of kept me and my family close. So for us, like, I know for me personally, that was my hook. That was the only thing I knew I was good at. So I was like, you know what, if that's all I know that I'm good at this point in my life, then that's what I'm gonna do. And that kept me out the streets, and it kept me out of trouble, and it kept me doing something that was positive, something that was uplifting. So, and it's funny because even at a young age, I knew what I wanted, and it was that. And me and my brothers, we'd get together, we'd mess around, we'd freestyle, we'd battle each other, we'd battle other people, and people knew us for being dancers. And it's just one of those things where I just kind of took it and ran with it.
Yeah, that's dope.
You ever like lost your passion for dancing? It's just like, not lost it, but like, scaled back a little bit and wasn't doing it as much?
It's crazy you asked that, because that was recently my journey, because I was in the competition world real heavy, where I wasn't performing anything, but I was choreographing for like my students and studios that I was teaching for. And it's so, believe it or not, but it's so much drama in the dance world, just like any other industry. So much drama in it. And I got so tired of the drama that I peeled back, and I said, forget it. I didn't want to sign any more contracts with studios where it was like a non-compete thing, because when you come on with dance studios, you gotta, a lot of them make you sign a non-compete where you can't go within a certain mile radius to teach at another studio. And I hated that, because it was like, I'm the type of person, I want to freelance. I want to bounce around. And so 2000 and end of 2000, the summer of 2017, a studio laid me off because I was networking, I was doing my thing, and they didn't like that because it was, again, the non-compete contract. So they laid me off, and I told myself I would never go back to another studio under a contract and teach like that anymore. And I lost my passion for it. I kind of wanted to give up the dancing and stuff, but then a few of my friends were like, "You got to keep going, or whatnot. You're too good to stop." So I kept it up, and I found my love for it again because now I'm doing it the exact way I want to do it, and I'm freelancing, bouncing around to different schools, different studios, and stuff like that, and I'm teaching, and that's exactly the way I wanted it. So it made me find that love, that passion for it again.
But that's kind of like, I guess, like hip hop with you independent artists versus signing to a label.
Yeah.
You probably can make more money when you're independent than when you signing to a label.
Because the thing about being signed to, you're signed to a label or you're under a contract. You, in a way, you're restricted.
Exactly.
You may think that you can freelance, but you're restricted a little bit, and the only way to really be able to like spread your wings is to be independent, like to kind of be your own boss. You come and go as you please, you know. And that's where I'm at now, and man, I love it.
So, somebody like myself who was not really familiar with like the dance scene, and like you said, it's real competitive. So, what you guys like had like, you know, if it was rap, would it be like battles or like how does that go?
It would be the exact same way, even going back to the Bronx, New York, where hip hop was created, and you see them getting those ciphers and those guys in a circle, and everybody's like just jumping out there and they battling. You know what I mean? It's the exact same way. And just like if you go to Bronx, New York, and you see a rap battle, 9 times out of 10, it looks like a dance battle. Everybody's like ciphered around in a circle, and everybody just kind of, you know, whoever's battling, they're going back and forth. It's the same thing in the dance world.
Oh, damn, that's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember when I was younger, we used to go to like house parties, and in the basement, I had a few friends. I wasn't really great at dancing. I just sat back and watched. Nah, I definitely. You try to say I'm old. Nah, but we used to see like the battles, and you know what I mean. Just sit back and watch, and people, you know what I mean, talented, doing that type of thing. Like it's dope. I always envy that because I always wanted to dance. You know, because majority of the time, the guys, you know, who dance really get the girls. I used to always want to walk up on somebody and then, you know, give them the moves. You know what I mean? But I couldn't do it. So like, you said you started early.
Yeah.
You start like house parties or things like that?
Nah, man. Where it really kicked off for me and my brothers, I should say, we would just battle people in the neighborhood. Like we were dancing in the neighborhood, and then we it was a police officer who was working at a Boys and Girls Club. He was like, man, it's 5 brothers, and they all dance. So he thought the Jackson 5, Carter brothers. Right. He was like, man. He said, I want to put something together. And Baltimore City used to do a big talent show where a whole bunch of Boys and Girls Club rec centers come together, and they just like do like a big talent show. You know? And he was like, man, what if I get y'all together and y'all be like the Jackson 5? And we all was like, man, you tripping. He was like, sure enough, man, you tripping. We was like, you tripping. And we kind of dragged our feet with it. We didn't really want to do it. We wasn't really feeling it. Because, again, we were battling. So now you got to take it from being able to freestyle to now you got to choreography.
Put things together.
You got to put it together. So we all kind of like, nah. He kept on pounding us about it like, yo, come on, let's do it. So we was like, all right, forget it. We'll do it. And we did it. And we won first place. And it was like, from there, it was like, it just never stopped. Like, and it just kept on going.
You said you had 11 siblings, right? I mean,
10 siblings. It's 11, yeah.
And what is it, 5 boys, 6 girls?
5 boys, 6 girls.
You ever like find yourself battling, like battle of the sexes?
Oh man,
sisters, you know what I mean?
Nah, because the girls kind of backed out. After a while. The boys, we the only ones kind of keeping it going, you know. But the girls kind of fell back with it.
Can they dance though?
Some of them, not all of them. Some of them, you trying to get me in trouble. Some of them, not all of them. But yeah, man, the boys, we're the ones that kind of kept it going. But the girls, like, man, they kind of fell back.
All right, so I got to ask you this question. Some people might think it's debatable. Who a better dancer, Michael Jackson or Chris Brown?
Gotta get it to Mike. No question.
Yeah, I get that. But look, here's another question: who's the better entertainer, Michael Jackson or Beyonce? I hear that a lot. Michael.
And the reason I say that is because, see, me and my brother were just talking about this in the car today. what we have to understand, like the way Michael Jackson approached a stage, you would never see that again. And anybody that's come after, I'm not dissing anybody because everybody got their way of how they do things, but the way he did it, he just changed the game. He changed the game. And how many artists you know that you can go and you can imitate and somebody be like, oh, that's Beyonce, that's Chris Brown.
Right.
But Michael Jackson created things.
Right.
And like me and my brother was saying today, like his fans was like no other. The way he made his fans love him, it's like no other, man. It's like no other. I mean, I just
GOAT for you.
For me, he's the GOAT because without Mike, there won't be no Chris Brown.
Right.
And I'm the type of person like I leave it in line. I leave it the way it goes. Like I don't try to jump ship with stuff. You know what I mean? I can't take Chris Brown and put him over Mike.
Right.
I wouldn't take Kobe and put him over Jordan. You know what I mean? Like, and Kobe's my favorite player right now. He's my all-time favorite.
Right.
But I can't just say, all right, he's better than Jordan.
Sure.
Because I feel like in a way, Jordan paved the way for Kobe.
But what about
since you put it, said, hold up, LeBron or Kobe?
Kobe, man. Come on, man.
Of course,
Kobe,
man. Gonna say that. But I'm talking about the aspect of what about like somebody came up, never watched Mike before, or you know what I mean? Like some kids think LeBron is the best player ever, and not knowing that Mike was that. They never got to see Mike, so I understand it. Or even with rap, some people say, I don't know who's today.
It's their air. It's their, and that's like me. I tell people all the time, like when I really got into basketball, Kobe was my Jordan.
Right, exactly.
So it's like I wouldn't say like, although I know I've watched some of Jordan games. I've done my homework on on who Jordan was, the history, right? And I know that even Kobe, pay a lot of respect to Jordan because that was his idol, right? But for me, like Kobe was my Jordan because when I really got into basketball, Kobe was the guy. For some people, it's going to be LeBron. It's going to be Steph Curry. So, I mean, I feel like it's whatever generation's coming in and whoever is hot and as a basketball player, dancer, rapper, whoever, they may see that person as their best, their GOAT.
So you feel like the teacher can't pass the student can't pass the teacher?
That's a tough one. But, I mean, for me, I know my goal was to get all my students to a point where they're great. I told a student the other day, man, like if you become better than me, matter of fact, somebody commented on one of my Instagram videos, and he was like, I think that this is the moment where students surpass teachers. And I don't know if people thought I was going to get offended by that, but I didn't because I trained her.
Right.
At the end,
compliment.
It's a compliment to me. Like, so whenever any of my students, I feel like any of my students is surpass me in any level of dance, that's not a bad thing to me because I trained her. And that girl that he was talking about, I trained. She's in high school now, about to graduate. I trained her since she was 7 years old.
Right.
And she stuck with me throughout her journey. So, not to pat myself on the back, but if you want to give her glory, then I'll take some of that glory as well. You know what I mean? Not that I'm trying to take it from her, but
no, I understand.
You know what I mean?
But the competitor in you got to be like, man, she not.
Well, and that's it's funny because
let's battle now.
Be out there like you got served. Right. And the funny part about it is because that same dancer, like now, I got her first dance job, like in the industry, and I hear what you say, and it's one of those things like I was taught, man, you can't bite the hand that fed you. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, to answer your question, you can't bite the hand that feed you, man. But
do you are you like self-taught or you went to school?
Nah, man. Most of my stuff, man, I tell kids this all the time, just to try to inspire them to be better. I tell them that, man. Most of my stuff is self-taught. My parents didn't have money to send me to a school where I can train with a teacher. You know what I mean? So a lot of my stuff came from the grind. Like I had to grind, and I tell them, like, if I made it, if I can get this far on my own with my help and other teachers' help, I know you can get far. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, but a lot of my stuff is self-taught. I didn't start training until my adult years, but from day one, it's been self-taught.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. Started training a little bit, took some classes a little bit in New York, a little bit, Broadway dancing, and kind of trained with them a little bit.
Are you geared more like hip hop, where you could pretty much do, if somebody challenged you, you could probably do pretty much any type of like modern, like
I stay strictly hip hop, man. I stay in my lane, man.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
In my lane.
Just wondering, you know what I mean?
But I respect. See, that's the thing too, because a lot of people think that because there's so many different genres, but a lot of people think that you gotta just stay in your lane. And I stay in my lane, but I also there's times I cross over. And like a lot of friends of mine, they teach ballet, jazz, tap. They teach whatever they teach, and I respect all of them because I don't do that. Right. You know what I mean? So there's a level of respect for it because I'm not gonna go put on a tutu and do ballet. Right. You know what I mean? So, but I respect the ones that can do it because that's them. That's their thing.
But the bag is in hip hop. That's where you get the bag.
The bag is in hip hop. That's where the bag is.
And it all comes full circle. If you go around the world, hip hop is like the leading genre. So of course, all of those things would be great to have, but hip hop is always going to be the leading charge. You know what I mean?
Most definitely. You know what's funny? It's funny about what you said, and then now what you're saying is because hip hop was the last genre that was brought on to the whole dance world, and it was the genre that nobody wanted. Right. Like the ballet dancers and the ballet instructors and stuff. They in the beginning, hip hop came out in the late 1960s, and people would push it out. They didn't want it because it was the most rambunctious, crazy. They was doing it in the hood on the street. You know what I mean? So it was. I'm not saying that was the only reason why, but it was the last genre brought on, and they didn't really care for it. But now it's the most popular genre of dance. So it came from we don't want you to now we need you because that's where the bag's at.
Exactly. Right. Most lucrative thing in the whole business. So what you got anything coming up like far as any dance? What is it called? Recitals? I don't want to dance battles.
You kind of said it right. Although we don't recitals is more so for like the studio scenes, but me and my brothers will be traveling actually next Tuesday to Georgia, and we'll be doing an event, a youth event.
That's dope. Yep. You got a nice turnout for that?
Yeah.
What you got, selling tickets or is it?
Well, most of the time people book us to come in. So like people that know of us and know what we do, they call us up, email us, and say, hey man, we want you guys to come in, and they'll book us and we'll go in and do it.
So if somebody wanted to get into like dance as a profession, make money off of it, like what would they go like? What would their approach be to go about doing that?
Well, number one, you gotta know what you want out of it because we all approach it. All of our approaches are different, and my journey to it, we may have the same vision, but my journey to it is going to be different from your journey. So you gotta find your hook, like your way of doing things, and you gotta beat on that. So like for a young person, like a kid, want to grow up and they want to become a professional dancer, they would have to keep training until they're old enough, or have their parents put them in some type of program, or send them somewhere where they can get a little bit more exposure, like New York or LA or something like that, to some of the real big studios like Broadway Dance Center or Millennium in LA and stuff like that, so that they can kind of get out on the scene, so people can kind of notice and recognize them. But you got to, number one, like again, you got to keep training. But the second thing is you got to know what you want out of it. I think they're the most two important things, because what I want out of it and the way I'm trying to get it is different from a lot of other choreographers. I found my niche, and that's where I'm at. You know what I mean? So
what if I just say, like, I'm really good at dance, I just want to make the most money possible? Like, that's my motivation.
Well, if you're good at dance, you want to make the most money possible. What do you want to do with it? Do you want to just be a performer? Do you want to perform with artists? Do you want to, do you want to be a choreographer? Do you want, so I mean, you got to know your approach. Like for me, I want to be a choreographer. Most people want to just be dancers. You know what I mean? So I approach it from a choreographer standpoint. I want to travel around to different schools, studios, and work with artists and kind of like, be the choreographer, be the one behind the scenes, but choreographing, creating everything. So, but like for the dancer, dude, you want to be in dance videos. Okay, well then you need to build your name, build yourself up, build your resume, and you need to get into some programs where you can audition and get some recognition and stuff.
As far as dance, can you tell us like anybody that we might know of that you work with?
A lot of the artists I work with, they were like local artists. One by the name of Ayers. A few of them, I'm not going to say the name simply because of the way relationships went. Right. But the one I do know of is, I'm gonna say, is Ayers. But yeah, a lot of local artists. Yeah.
So what you think about like the different dance shows? Like, are you into any of them? Is they interesting?
They all are. I mean, because what they're doing is the stuff I love. I thought about, and I actually auditioned for, what show was that? I believe it was American Got Talent. Probably about six years ago. I auditioned for that. Me and my dance, and that's when I had the dynamic movement dance team at the time. But we auditioned for that, and it was good, man. All the experiences I watch on the dance shows, they all good. World of Dance, American Best Dance Crew, So You Think You Can Dance. They all great, man. They even some of the styles that I see on there that I don't really do, I still enjoy it, man. I love it all, and I think they should keep it going because sometimes, man, dance don't get enough shine. Just like Missy Elliott just won that award on the Vanguard Award, and she paid respect to dancers, and she said, you guys are the icing on the cake. We can come out on the stage and get behind somebody who's just standing there, but you got all this going on back here, and it's hyping that show up, making that performance more alive. And I respected that because not a lot of people do that. You know what I mean? She was one of the ones who always had dancers in her videos and stuff like that. Her and Chris and a few others, but yeah.
You ever watch Dances with the Stars? And if so, like, what's some of the main celebrities that you think can dance?
Oh man,
really good.
I watch it somewhat. And I just recently saw that Ray Lewis is gonna be on there on the next season. I heard about that. Yeah, but I mean, I'm gonna have to watch and see what he do. He kind of stocky. I mean, but we'll see. I mean, I think who was it? It was another football player. What's his name?
Terrell Owens was on there.
Terrell Owens. I think he was probably
Trey Johnson was on there too.
He's probably one of my favorites. Yeah, Terrell Owens. Yeah.
As far as dancing, what do you feel like is your height? Like, what do you feel like? Okay, I finally like this. Where would you be content? Like, I'm finally here. Like, I'm finally where I need to be. Like,
never. I mean, never. I mean, like I just told you guys, like it's only been a year where I've been like, this is the way I want it. Remember I told you how I took a deep breath and now I'm like, all right, now I'm grinding. Like I'm getting calls, I'm getting emails saying, hey, can you come and teach? And that's the way I wanted it. But I never rest in that. I mean, because there's always a different level to go to. You can always be doing more, and I always want to strive for the more. I don't want to just get comfortable where I'm at and there's more out there to get. You know what I mean? So I'm always grinding to get more.
Who was like your dream person to work with like a choreographer? Other than me, you know what I mean?
Oh man, he passed away, man. Michael Jackson. Oh man, I'm gonna go with Michael Jackson.
So you had to say somebody else. Like,
Usher.
Yeah, you can't sleep on Usher with Genuine. With nice, right?
Yeah. See, I would go Michael Jackson, then I'll go Usher, then I'll probably go Chris Brown or Marion. Right. In my personal opinion, again, remember I told you I don't like to jump it. Marion was here before Chris, but.
Bro, it's Chris, like you hate Chris, bro. I ain't even.
But Chris, no. No, I was just about. But it's crazy you said that because I was just about to say I see Chris as being better than Omarion though. But I'm gonna have to go Michael Jackson, Usher. Not hating on Chris. I'm gonna have to put him with Chris and Omarion at the same bracket. Although person like, and that's only because of the way the time went. I'm going by the way time went. You had Michael, you had Usher. You know what I mean? Then you had Omarion, then you had Chris Brown. Me personally though, if I really had to say who I thought was better, Chris Brown be killing it. I mean, no, Omarion ain't doing nothing. I don't see, he ain't out like that. Chris Brown out when he popping. But I'm just going with time. You know what I mean?
You feel like because Chris Brown's taller, like some of the dance moves he does is a little more like doper versus like somebody like Omarion who's like.
So Omarion short like me, but nah man. We got to work a little harder. Right. You know what I mean? But nah, I don't think it has anything to do with the size. I think it has everything to do with you, like what you bring in. So yeah, Chris be getting it though, man. I ain't hating on Chris. That's my dude, man. That's my dude, and he's one of the ones that to me gives a lot of respect to dancers, man. He posts dancers on his page and everything. Shining light. Yeah. And then, for me, like I can't be a singer or a rapper, have thousands of people dancing to my music and not shine a light on that. Like I would shine a lot of light on that. You know what I mean? You bumping my music, you dancing my music. The world is that. I would want to show the world that look at all these people dancing my stuff. You know what I mean? So he always do that. He always show love. So now it's much respect to Chris.
Yeah.
Chris might see that. I don't know. Be careful. He might call me up like, come through. I'm like,
I know, right? You throw shots at him and all of a sudden, I seen that Fame from Ransom.
Yeah.
Cut that nigga.
I gotta be careful.
Anything else you want to plug?
Nah, man. I just want to say, whatever you do, keep doing it. keep grinding. You know, can't stop, can't give up.
Yeah.
I was just telling my man, I was like, when I first started, I was like, I've been teaching for I've been dancing since I was 12, but I've been teaching for right around about 16 years. But like most of that 16, like it was me just grinding. It was me grinding and like doing all the things I didn't want to do, trying to get to the things that I wanted to do. And I remember I would drive like an hour to work every day. I would drive all the way down to Annapolis every day to go to work. And it wasn't because of the money or anything else, because my love for the art, my love for the craft. Right. And I would do that every single day. And I would go, again, I would teach at studios under these contracts, didn't want to do it, right? I was doing all the things I didn't want to do. I didn't want to do it, but it was all for the love, right? But I kept grinding that way. And just like recently, honestly, just being transparent with you, just recently, I was able to really take a deep breath and enjoy doing it the way that I wanted to do it. And that's only been probably this year. So like most of that time has been like doing the stuff I didn't want to do. And trying to, you know, get myself, keep building my name to where it's at now. Now where I got people calling me saying, hey, we want you to come in and teach a masterclass. But it wasn't always that, man. And that just started. So I mean, we gotta just keep grinding, keep beating on our craft and doing what we love doing, and we can't give up just because somebody say no or something don't look right, or even if it don't work out the first time, that don't mean give up on it. I tell people all the time, just because it don't work out the first time, that don't mean that you're supposed to give up. Maybe you're supposed to go and take another route at it. Right. A lot of times something don't happen, so we give up. We like, man, forget it. You know, it ain't working out. But maybe we got to go approach it from a different angle. Just like I told you in the beginning, I had a dance team at first. Right. That wasn't really working out. So I kind of washed my hands with it, but I went back and approached it from a different angle. Now I got it with my brothers, and it's been successful. Right. Not because I gave up, because I said, you know what, maybe I got to approach it from a different angle. You know?
What did you learn from the first dance group?
Well, what I learned the most is you can't pull an elephant, man. And that's what I was doing. Like, you know, it was mostly some kids, but it was mostly adults, and I was kind of pulling all the weight. I wanted them to want it as much as I did, but they couldn't because they didn't understand the vision. And there's no shot at them, but they didn't see the vision the way I saw it. So ultimately, I was pulling the horse. You know what I mean? And eventually, it got to the point where I was like, look, I gotta go do my own thing. You know, no shade or diss to anybody else, but I gotta go do what I love doing. I can't let this stop me. So I went and took a different approach at it, and now I'm doing it with people who put in the same work ethic. So now it works out because we all put in 50%.
Right. Sometimes it takes you to step back and then, you know, reevaluate your approach, and then once you get that, then you can go at it, and people understand like, all right, he's doing it now. Then they want to jump ship, and then, you know what I mean? You sound like a very positive individual, so you won't mind letting a person jump ship at it. Right. You know what I mean? What type of things like motivate you, like to like just keep going, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Just number one, I mean, just having a daughter, you know, I want to be able to tell her to, you know, teach her to chase her dream. Whatever it is you want to do, whatever it is you love, you got to go for it. And the best way to show her that and teach her that is for me to do it myself. But that's one of the things that motivate me. But another thing is just remember where I came from, man, and what kept me. You know what I mean? So anytime I want to give up or want to, you know, let it all go, just remember where I came from and how hard I worked to get there. Those are the things that motivate me. Another thing is kids, man. Sometimes kids that come up to me and be like, man, you're my favorite choreographer, man, in the DMV, man. I love when you come and teach. Sometimes it gets a little worried. Like there's moments where I want to give up and just let it go. But those little reminders when people come up and say, you know what, man, you really inspired me. Right. I feel like for me, that's God's way of saying, I got you. You got to keep doing it. Hang in there. I got you. And that's his way of saying, you know what, let me show you something. You know what I mean? You're touching somebody. You're changing somebody's life. You know, because it like I always say, man, it's bigger than dance, man. If I let it stop there, then I've failed at my job because it's bigger than dance. Especially when you're working and you're dealing with kids, man. It's bigger than that. You got to look at the big picture, and that's inspiring them to be better or inspiring them to something greater or better than themselves or what they may see or be around or their environments, right? You know, it's inspiring them to something. And that's always my big picture, man, is trying to inspire somebody to be better. You know what I mean? Give them hope, something to believe in.
Okay, so as far as dance, like, I know, like, you know, football, you lift weights.
Yeah,
what's the type of workouts like that you do to get prepared a dance or
like how strenuous is the workout?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, as you can see, I don't put on much weight, so it's all like cardio. It's cardio, stretching like crazy. Cardio. I'll jog. I'll run like crazy. I'll probably run like 2 miles. Stretch a lot. And I do some workouts, but like for me, like I like for a football player, they going in for the muscle. Me, I go in more so for the cardio because I'm not trying to build a whole bunch of muscle, because a brother with a whole bunch of muscle trying to dance, you're not going to have too much space, right? You know what I mean? So it's about, when you're dancing, it's about like trying to stay cut, stay slim.
Like
you know
Terry Crews,
he be getting it though, man. He be getting it. He might look like he about to pop something, but he be getting it, man. He be getting it.
You when you dance, do you have like like any signature moves, like that's your go-to moves?
You want to try?
No, I'm saying I'm about to
Man,
out. You know what I mean? We got the whole box. You know what I mean?
Man.
The whole, you know what I mean?
I'm trying to get it started.
It's like, nah, like, I'm joking. But you got any like signature moves?
Oh man, like honestly, man, I have to say no to that. Like I try to tap in a little bit of everything. People always ask me like, what's my, because a lot of people don't know it. There's so many different styles under hip hop. Like you got hip hop, but then it's breaking, it's popping. A lot of people put popping and locking together. If you hear somebody say, "Do you pop locking?" They two different dances. You can't even put, like, people put them together, but they different. So there's so many different dances within hip hop. And I mean I know for me, there's some of them I don't like. I respect them, but I don't like. But I try to tap into a little bit of everything, so I'm like diverse. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be well-rounded and not just, focus on one style. Because if you focus on one style, you're only going to go but so far. You got to be able to, like, spread your wings and kind of get out there a little bit.
So do you like do a lot of the, current dances, or or you just try to stay up to date as far as?
Yeah, I mean, I stay up to date with a lot of the dance, the whoa and all that stuff that's out there right now. But I mean, I'm more so built on like freestyling and choreography and stuff like that. But don't get me wrong, the little dances that be trending out here is fun, man. I have fun with them. I put them in some of my pieces that I choreograph, because it gets the crowd going crazy.
So they get the crowd going.
Yeah.
And the youth probably like that the most.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. But plug your Instagram or where people can follow you at.
You can follow me on Facebook at Neal Carter. That's my government name. And then you can go Instagram, it's _Carter8, CARTER, the number 8.
Any meaning behind the 8?
I'm the 8th child, so it's 8th of 11.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, man. Appreciate you coming out, man.
No problem, man. Anytime.
Yo, I'm NormanFame.
And I'm KingRansom.
And we coming from the RDE complex, and this is Fame for Ransom.